video, I'm going to show you how to do construction submittals in minutes with AI. Hey, my name is Kieran. I run an AI consulting firm for commercial construction companies. Jump right into it. The first step in this entire process is getting the Claude desktop app on your computer. Fairly straightforward. All you have to do is download the Claude desktop app. Just search on Google, Claude desktop download, install Claude desktop, and then visit the Claude download page. And then you just download for whatever operating system you're using. Basically, inside of the Claude desktop app, you have 3 tabs. One called Chat, one called Cowork, and one called Code. In today's video, we're going to be working inside of the Cowork session. The way you want to think of Claude Cowork is you ask a question or give it a task, and Claude Cowork goes out and does that task. In order to do certain tasks, Claude needs context and needs instructions. I spent a long time putting together these files which allow Claude to put submittal packages together. All they are text files with very specific instructions that tell Claude what to do. And what those are called skills. So if you want to download submittal skills, or you can take this video and try to make your own skills, because everybody is going to be different, you can go here and fill out your information. Select your role, put your phone number in, and download all of the skills. So what I'm going to do is click download and save it as if you just go into the chat, add files, and if you just go into your downloads and you say, can you unzip this and add and give me the button to add these to my skills. I like having act without asking on, because then a lot of times it asks for a ton of permissions to be able to do what it needs to do. So you just want to make sure that that is set up. Submittals. So we have 4 skills here. One is to build all of the submittals. One is to create a submittal log. One is to create a submittal markup. And one is to organize submittals. So as you can see here, I have all of my cut sheets for plumbing very organized into folders that Claude can understand and read. And then it has this text file that has instructions on where everything is at. So it has sort of a directory of everything, of all of the submittal PDFs that you have. In order to organize your submittals, all you have to do is open a folder and point it at a folder and tell it to organize all of the submittals. So if you just have your entire company documents and you say, hey, look at the company documents and find submittals, or find the cut sheets and organize all of the cut sheets, and it'll organize it into a very structured library. So all I would say is, please look at the submittal folder and organize the documents. Pretty straightforward. It's like if you were to tell an employee to look at a folder and organize documents. So once you organize all of your submittal documents, it'll look like this, and you'll have all of your cut sheets and specs, and then you're going to have. So what I'm going to do is add a folder and show sidebar. So inside of my desktop, I have a folder called Greenfield Community Health. This is just a dummy job. I found the specs online, and I'm going to point it at that folder. So now Claude Cowork can see every single thing inside of this folder. And I'm going to say, submittal log, please create, I'm going to use text actually. Please create the submittal log for plumbing for this job. I'm just going to say enter, and Claude is going to go do its thing. Found the spec folder with the plumbing spec section and fixture schedule. It's going to read the spec submittal requirements and the script schema and set up tasks. So it's going to go through part 1 submittals paragraph and capture every required submittal item. Honestly, I would trust AI here. From my experience, AI is doing a better job of pulling out what submittals need to be submitted than humans these days. And it created a pretty good submittal log for us to keep track of what we need. So as you can see, it went through, pulled every spec out, pulled out notes pretty accurately. Okay, so now that we have our submittal log, the next step would be to actually put together these submittals. So what I would do is do submit/submittal builder, and I say, okay, go through the library, the submittal library, and put together the submittal package for the plumbing job. A little bit, it's picking up the submittal builder workflow. I already have a spec and the schedule as the spine. Now I need to read the candidate cut sheets and run the compliance review. So it's going through, reading our library of cut sheets, and then cross-checking that with the submittals that it took out on the submittal log and pulling those PDFs. If it can't find a PDF, it's going to come back and ask us, say, hey, we don't have this PDF. Should I go on the internet and look for it? It's going to go look for it. If it has trouble, as you can see, some of the sheets that it pulled out, it found that it was non-compliant with what was necessary. So for the purposes of this, I'm going to say, so it's asking me the 2 TNS faucets, P502 lav and P505 sink, use 2.2 GPM aerators, but spec 2240 prohibits aerators and caps the lavatory at 1.5 GPM. How do I resolve the faucets? What I'm going to say is just, you can going to say source both online and whose name goes on the cover sheet. We're going to go KJAGS Advisors. So the idea is that it comes back and asks you questions when it doesn't understand something rather than trying to guess and make stuff up and just put, honestly, I'm not an expert plumber, so I'm just an expert at getting AI to do submittals for me. Download the cut sheets that it's missing, so I'm going to go ahead and open these links and click download, save it to my downloads, download this one, save, and I'm going to download 0.5, download the spec sheet for this one, and save that to my downloads. And then I'm just going to add these files into the chat from my downloads. And here are the files from my downloads. Please, a full submittal package with everything resolved. 2 things open actually. All right, so now we have all of the submittals inside of our PDF with all of the cut sheets organized one by one. And if we wanted to, we could mark these up, or we could ask Claude to mark it up, submittal markup, and go ahead and mark these up. But yeah, as you can see, it put everything together and resolved the open ones that it needed to resolve. Obviously, we want to double check this with the spec book before we submit to the general contractor. But for the most part, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. The recording stopped. I don't know where I left off, but basically it asked me, what it should highlight. And I said apply the stamps and apply the marks that it pulled out. Obviously, when you're going through, you want to make sure that everything is correct. But the idea here is for the human to be on top of things and making sure that it's doing everything correct and assembling everything correctly. But as you can see, it went through and made its markups just the way somebody else would. And put, boxes around things that it needs, marks everything up, highlights, whatever. I recommend looking into these and making sure that everything looks correct, right? The goal here is to take the process of, putting everything together and assembling everything, and give that to AI and have the human review on top of that. And obviously this is in the early stages of the process, right? Like AI is only going to get better from here. And if you have every single data sheet or cut sheet that you've used in the past in a giant library, and you have AI on top of that, even if you still wanted to do everything manually and AI just did the organization part for all of your cut sheets, I promise that would save you time. And that's the goal here, is to save time. And obviously, like I said earlier, they're just text files. So that's the idea. Went through, created our entire submittal package, and now it's ready to be sent to the general contractor. I appreciate you guys watching. The link will be in my bio for the submittal skills. Also a link to my website. All you have to do is fill out your email, name, and type of company, and then download the files. Or you could go in and create the skill files yourself. All you have to do is walk it through the process of creating submittals and ask it to create a skill for you. I appreciate you guys watching. Check out the rest of the videos on my channel. I'm going to be continuing to make AI videos, construction and AI videos. So yeah, stay tuned. Really good video.